Welcome back to the mountaintop. We made it back from the end with all the goodness, and you can see I've got some wings. So that was fun. That was a mighty adventure indeed, but we also have all of these goodies. We have a couple of dragon heads, and I've dyed these just to help keep me organized initially. Top of the box is just my loot, stuff that I would usually carry around, maybe like the tridents and things like that. We're going to have a brown box, which will be our shop box, stuff that we need for building and crafting, all sorts of stuff. Of course, a redstone box. There would not be a complete shulker set without a redstone. That's where it should be, so that you have it when you want it. We have a couple of purple and in-stone bricks that we happen to grab, and this. It's pretty much all the loot. This is all the good stuff we got. And look at these shells. We have enough to make 20 shulkers. We could pretty much fill our ender chest with just shulkers. It's insane. I do have a couple of extra things in the shulker box still from our little trip, and a couple of things that I've had in my pockets as I've been tinkering around and putzing through doing stuff here. But we'll talk about that later. So that was a mighty adventure, and I am so glad that you got to come with me on the adventure into the end as we defeated Jean the dragon, my Valentine. She didn't like me trying to move in with her. Thanks for coming. Thanks for rating. Thanks for flying. Thanks for following, and thanks for subscribing. We have been super busy working on expanding the dock and setting up a mob farm. We're going to need lots of rockets for our recently acquired wings, and we're going to need strings and bamboos and all sorts of stuff. So it's time to get us some sort of mob farm, and our plan had always been to come to the end of the dock and set up an airship. So that's what I've been doing. So since we have the boat and I've been working on it, let me walk you through a little bit of it. More or less, we're going to follow a tutorial from Silent Whisper that I will drop in the description. As far as how this works for bamboo and things like that, I'll let him explain it to you because he's got it. But down on the bottom, we'll have some water streams that are going to flow into a couple of drop chutes that will inevitably be in a trident killer. So the trident killer's down there, and we are going to want some storage. So through a couple of water streams and a lot of falling down, we have set this up. Another little single item hopper, and a quick overflow chest. We're actually going to be getting a lot of armor and things from this that we're not going to want, but I want to be able to filter some of that out before we take action with them. And yeah. So there's the trident killers, water stream, all the redstone for our item sorting. It's going to come in here, and eventually this is where we're going to keep gunpowder and stuff like that. On off switch, boom, there it is. So I need to button it up, put a roof on the top, and flood it out so I can actually get it running a little bit. During my tests in creative, I was getting maybe about 40 or so gunpowder an hour, 20 to 40 an hour, which isn't great by any means, but it's more than enough for a single player like me to be quite happy with. I can AFK right over at our nether tree gazebo, and while I'm editing videos for YouTube or checking out friend streams and things like that. So I'm going to work on that. Once I get the mob farm functional, then it's going to be about completing the vessel, and I'm going to have to decide if this is the front or if that's the front. And the ultimate goal here is we're going to kind of design it after Jabba's barge, sand barge, from the Star Wars Return of the Jedi. So that's going to be fun. And it's big and bulky. This is big and bulky. That'll look great. And to help hide the way this looks back here, that is just a little bit of a eyesore hanging out from the bottom of the boat. And what I think we'll do is probably mask it up. And I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to have that be maybe one of many platforms. And I want to come down to where this is going to match in here, which will be maybe about this level, a little lower, but kind of dig this out and make it into a dark cave, almost like a hangar that's open, as if this is some sort of machine that's floated up or flown up to the airship and is unloading material from it. I've wanted to build a little bit of a crane, and so I thought that could be kind of cool to put up also. Thought it would also be kind of cool to leverage the height from my farm and maybe the trees over that way, and put like a crane down, maybe right over in this side. I don't want to get rid of the wood by any means, but we can hide something probably pretty nice in here. So we can keep the trees and have it sticking out, and then have this be like a loading skiff or something that comes out from the mountain. So that's a general narrative idea. That's what we're going to work on. I want to work on buttoning up the mob farm itself, so my little 48 rockets can become a few hundred rockets. Maybe even have some TNT where we can hit the nether and get some netherite. I'm going to jump out to some music. I'm going to get to work on the boat. I will check in with you folks when I have mobs flowing down into the Trident Killer. All right, got a couple of those things coming over. Oh, hi. How are you? Pleasure to see you again. So we've been a little busy. I've got new shoes. That's fantastic. And we've been doing lots of little mining and collecting of different things. Went on a little mining adventure. But I need to get working on the airship. And it's looking fantastic. Mostly fantastic. But inspired from Jabba the Hutt's sail barge, here it is, Axy's airship mob farm, complete with mob blender. We're going to do something special down there. More on that later, but I need to do some detail work, break up this wood a little bit, and probably the most important thing, we need to do something with this. We need to put some actual thrusters down here, something that's going to look good and not just be literally a hole in the wall. I'm going to go ahead and drop on that. We may or may not do a little bit of decorating or texturing. Got to be careful because I don't want to affect the actual mob rate, but we can always throw some stuff off this way, give it a little bit, maybe some gunnery, maybe bring up some of the fences a little more along the front, maybe even a little bit out from the sail here. And the last finishing touch, I think, might be adding a little bit more wool just to come up and over, but I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool as is from where it is on both sides. That is definitely a fun, fun thing. It gives it some personality. So we'll figure it out. We'll make it look fantastic. And I will check back in with you fine people after I do all that hard work. Treasure trove of a skiff, which we're going to have to deck out to actually make it look like an actual little ship. But we wanted to turn part of the mountain into a hangar, and I think we did that. We turn around and look. There it is. It's looking pretty good, all things considering. We can hop on over. Pow. Right into the wall. I'm missing some blocks. That's unfortunate. Let's patch that up real quick. Ta-da! All fixed. But here's the hangar. We put in the glass, which will give it a little bit of darkness. I have a little walkway here. And we have this all filled with some chests and barrels and scaffolding. The goal here is to make it look like it's used or busy or full from a distance, but that it goes on, that there's depth to it, and we just can't see it because it's dark. Because, my mountain's not that big. And I don't feel like doing a full hangar, as it were. I was debating putting in like a runway light, tracking light in here. And I was thinking that might look kind of cool to put like maybe this part as redstone lamps that would actually just blink in sequence as something, as if it was bringing you in. So we're going to work on that a little bit, get some of the redstone timings down, and then see what we can do for putting that in here. Well, would you look at that? I have installed some new lights in the floor This thing is interesting. It's a giant clock, and I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but this works really, really well, having all the timings just one tick off, or one click off rather, as things move around and through on both sides. You'll see it come back through. It'll just feed back through with a little bit of delay, and off we go. Plenty of lighting down here to make sure, not so much that mobs don't spawn, but we don't have a lot of lighting updates caused by the redstone itself. And if we go take a look at what this is from Airship Land, get out of the plot here. Right up here, it looks good with the smooth stone. And if we take a quick flight past the airship, and as we turn around, right in there for the landing strips. Ah, so nice. So nice. So turning the skiff into an actual thing that's going to pop over this way, like a little airship. But yeah, the landing lights going into the hangar itself being kind of nice and dark. It looks like it's illuminated. You can tell that there is a little bit of light up in the corner there, as if there would be more light. It just kind of goes off maybe into the depths of whatever the hangar might actually be for this little thing to go unload in there. One of the next bits that we'll have to figure out is whether or not we're going to put in like a crane or some sort of helper arm. I haven't decided that. I didn't think it made a lot of sense after I built this, so it's okay. But I think that looks pretty cool, even though I'm not going to see it too often. That maybe when I'm flying around or coming to the area, I think it looks pretty neat, and I'm proud of figuring out how to do that. And we actually did that live on a Twitch stream. You should come hang out with us sometime.